Hey guys, it's Dan here from Table Tennis Daily. I'm at the World Table Tennis Championships with the president of the ITTF, Thomas Weikert, to talk to him about all good stuff with the World Championships and table tennis in general. Thomas, how are you doing? Thanks so much for giving me my time today as well.
I'm fine. Pretty good to be in Budapest again after the championships in Europe. So everything's fine, and yeah, amazing organization, and looking forward to have a really amazing tournament here.
For sure, yeah, me too. And there's already the draw has been released. It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
The top half, Ma Long and Fan Zhendong are in the same half.
In the men's competition, it seems to be that the top half is a little bit stronger with Ma Long, Fan Zhendong. I think Lin Guyan is also there. So seems to be, a little bit stronger, but let's see and let's wait. On the other side, Susin is on the bottom. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, Xu Xing's a strong one. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, so talking table tennis, for me over the last 5 years, table tennis has really improved. The internet, social media, YouTube, I think the ITTF is doing a fantastic job. How are you finding everything?
Yeah, I think I was elected in 2017, so nearly 2 years ago. At the end of last year, we had 30 staff members. Now we have more than 50. Wow. We have a lot of media guys. We do a lot of social media. You are right, and you can see it on the statistic. I think at the moment we are number 3 or 4 in social media regarding Facebook. And what you have to realize, in China is no Facebook. Mm-hmm. So nobody is checking how is Sine Weibo, and so is working, because we have a huge community in China. So normally we will be very stronger, because World Rugby is in that. I think rugby, for example, is not so strong in China. So if you cumulate, if you add this, we did. I think the staff and our team is very good. So I think we do also some, let's say, mistakes, but overall in general, we do a good job, I think.
Yeah, that's interesting with China, because it's such a big market. I mean, I've been told there's 300 million players in China. Is that a true statistic?
I think it is. Maybe it's more.
Wow.
They are also improving and opening. I mean, they have a new president with Liu Guoliang. Mm-hmm. I had the pleasure to meet with him now twice in the last 3 months. I was in China, he was in Korea. Yeah, I think they know also that we have a very good product, and the Chinese, they have to work with ITTF and the other way around. Without the Chinese, I don't want to say nothing, but it's, of course, more difficult. So we need each other.
We do. How do you, European table tennis, you're from Germany. Germany has a fantastic league structure. There's a lot of players playing. How can we keep improving the sport? I mean, a lot of people online are desperate for the sport to keep improving. And what is the go-to thing?
From ITTF, we have a new high-performance structure. So we need international training center, minimum 1 in every continent.
All right, okay.
Asia is also quite different. You have the strong nations, Korea, Japan, China, but also very weak structures. And in Europe, it's quite different. But high performance is really necessary, because I think it's only going through work, practice, good coaches. Yeah. That's the only system. And you know, in the men's competition, something is possible to beat the Asian players, but in women, it's really, really difficult. The gap is. We talked, I think, sometimes, and we always talk a little bit about gaps, and the gaps is not smaller, it's maybe bigger.
Yeah. So is the ITTF going to invest into centres? Because for me, living in Europe, I know there used to be the Werner Schlager Academy. Yeah. Let's say there was 10 Werner Schlager Academies in Europe or around the world. Maybe. It would be amazing.
There must be. We have, as you probably know, we have an a real estate in Lausanne. This is our chateau. And we decided from the EC to sell this chateau because our core task is not to have a chateau.
Okay.
Our core task is to develop table tennis. And when the chateau is sold, which is not tomorrow, but day after tomorrow, next year, we have a professional agency to sell this.
All right.
And we need some millions of euro or Swiss franc. And then we start. And this is the plan. We will invest a lot of this money in training centers in development.
Wow.
That means development grassroots. That means development high performance. And I think this is a good message for all the continents. This goes a little bit around with the new projects, new home of table tennis. I don't know where will be our headquarters in the future. Is also in line with the project World Table Tennis. That means we like to commercialize our product, table tennis. We just spoke about it this morning in some meetings. Yeah, let's see. But of course, training centers are really necessary.
If, let's say, the European and the rest of the world can catch the Chinese, do you think then table tennis can be even more of a popular sport? Do you find figures, if Timo Boll is playing Fan Jiandong in the semi-finals, is it more of a popular?
I think it's great, and you can see it on the figures.
Okay.
If it's always China against China, I mean they're fantastic matches, but from the national point of view, of course, the spectators, they want to have a battle, fight, and not a fight inside one nation, but China against Japan or Korea or Germany or whatever. Yeah. So I think the figures we learned, or we expected it, but our agencies we use to commercialize, they say it's absolutely necessary that you do something. But I tell it everybody, it's the Chinese are not guilty that they are so good.
Yeah. And they put a lot of investment into training and producing players. So I understand maybe it's part of ITTF's role to help produce players as well, not just clubs.
No, not just clubs. I mean, you see some players from other continents are really developing very fast. One good example is Hugo Calderano.
Yeah.
First of all, from a continent where table tennis is not a core sport, and now he's, I think now it's number 5 or 7, doesn't
maybe
matter.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. On the other hand, he's not practicing in Brazil. Yeah, so this is not a real development, what we can do. But for him personally, he's by far the best player against whom he can practice under this structure. If we have a training center there and he has some Chinese in Brazil or in Argentina, wherever a training center is, that's realistic from him. Now he's in Ochsenhausen most of the time with good group. So this is necessary to develop.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of people online who, I mean, you probably read comments online on blogs, forums, and there's probably 10% of people get quite a lot frustrated with the ITTF, changing the rules, plastic ball, boosting, not boosting, rubbers, blades. What's your thoughts on, let's say, just the rules changing quite often in table tennis? Has it been good for the sport? Has it helped?
I understand that there's criticism. On the other hand, you have to look you have a really detailed view on this. The last rule change is in the beginning of 2000. Yes, we have the change with the plastic balls. This was a significant rule change, but change from 21 to 11, change from the smaller balls to the bigger balls is a long time ago. So if you ask me, the 11 rule is very good for table tennis.
I agree. Yeah,
and now we have to build more drama. Maybe it's only ideas. 10-10, sudden death could be.
Yeah. Okay.
On the other hand, if it's 15-15, the best rallies are at 50-15. I know. It's it's difficult. We have a lot of ideas. Maybe you cannot have every change in the whole sport. We have the table tennis, and you should not go on the core rules. But let's say talk about Olympics. We have now the mixed doubles, 5 events, and I had a lot of discussion in the past with Thomas Bach and other guys from IOC, and they say, yeah, you have to be innovative. Then you get a 6 competition maybe in 2024 in Paris.
Right.
So, what about a mixed team?
Okay.
Yeah?
Love that.
Because IOC, and it's also, I think it's my idea or our ideas, gender equality is very good. So, and then what IOC is doubting a little bit, our results for a team is to count the single results. 1-0, 1-1, and so on. What about to think only for Olympics and only for competitive, so it's not for the basis, let's say, to do it like fencing. 1 player until 5, the next player is coming in until 10, then the next player until 15, together 1 woman.
Like a relay?
Like a relay. This they love. 2 women, 2 men.
Yeah.
I don't know. And what's the main problem for Olympics? The athletes. How many athletes? They will not increase significantly the athletes. And of course, time. We need a competition, maybe on 1 day, like a sprint. Maybe it's crazy. Maybe it's crazy, but it's in any case. Sometimes you should have crazy ideas. And then you have 16 teams, and you can have a competition on 1 day.
Yeah.
And maybe you play 1 match until I don't have the timelines here. Maybe until 80 points, and then you have a match which is finished in half an hour, something like that, and then you can have a competition on 1 day. It's crazy, but only ideas. But IOC is thinking in this way, innovative.
Right, okay.
And not, I'm sure, we will not have our men's and women's doubles in, not I'm sure, it's my guess, in 2024. We will have only a chance to increase our sport at the Olympics with an innovative competition.
That's very interesting.
So, and maybe we can, I don't know if it's good, and some will say, oh, this guy is crazy or ITTF is crazy. I don't want to change the basic rules, and of course not in a lower division. We should play like we want. I play out in 6th division, and it's very funny. We cannot have a relay in the 6th division. That's clear. And we don't want that, but maybe in competitive sports.
I like talking about different changes, because it's really interesting, and that's, I've never heard of that before, so it's really cool. I also saw the other day different color sponges.
Yes.
Not sponges, the top sheet, the rubber.
Yes.
Now that is, I was wow, that's really unique. So what's happening with this?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Okay.
And I think when I start table tennis, we have green and orange rubbers. I played with a green rubber.
I saw a photo of this online.
Yeah. I mean, why not? It's I think more what you say that guys are complaining is boostering. This is a problem. But if the sponge is red or black or I don't know, and the balls are green, I don't know. We have modern times, and we have to go with the time, and maybe the kids they like to play with a pink rubber. I don't know. And if you see the rule, the intention of the rule is to divide backhand and to differ between backhand and forehand. And if you have a pink rubber and green rubber, it's the same like black and and red.
So potentially there could be different colors on both sides, because I read that maybe one side will be black the whole time.
Yes.
And then the other side will be different.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
But it's Also, this is not my idea, but I think why not to? And of course, I think the most important is to test it.
Okay.
Yeah, like you test balls and so on. Really, the most important is to test, to ask the top players, that's good or okay, and also to ask players in lower divisions, is that okay? Yeah, and if they like it, why not?
With your expertise, do you think the rule will get approved to have different color rubbers?
This is table tennis rules, so you need, at the moment, the board of directors should be responsible. You need a simple majority. Not sure.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
would you say yes?
I would say yes. Yeah. I mean, I say test, and if the players say no, I think then you should not do that. But if the majority of the players say why not, then I'm yes. Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah. But not this year. You have to prepare. You have to prepare the people who are deciding. Of course, it's new and no rush. But yeah.
I think with the Olympics coming up as well, things need to be stable.
Before Olympics, now nothing can change. I mean, it's too rush and we should not change anything before Olympics.
Okay. I play in the league myself in Britain, British League, and there's always different balls, right? Sometimes I have a Samway ball, butterfly ball, and as a player myself, I always have to adjust my game depending on the ball. It's difficult because also from an injury point of view as well, like some balls you have to put more effort, some balls you have to be more relaxed, and obviously you play in the league, probably play different balls.
Also, it's very difficult. Also for not only and the best players are of course more sensitive. We had a problem at the Qatar Open. Yeah, the quality of the balls at the beginning was not good for whatever reasons. Or the colors and. I mean, they improved then and there were no problems. And on the World Tour, I think for a long time the quality really was good, and I think here also. But of course, the difference of the ball types are
it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, and we have to work on this. It's a big problem. Yeah.
In other sports, let's say tennis, there's different pitch surfaces, so it's almost that effect, that difference, you know. Or let's say I don't know, in other sports you've got different conditions. Formula One, you've got raining and different tires. But for table tennis, if you're not even sure, you go like for a forget the top players with the good balls. But if you're a recreational player and you're going to a tournament, you're not sure what ball's being used. It's different. And it's quite frustrating. Is there something being done then to try and look into this?
We are looking for this with we have we thought we have an equipment committee, but they are volunteers, which is very good. They spend their time, but we thought we need a professional approach, and we have now a professional manager, a staff member, and now it's a she, Claudia Herwig. She's former, she has worked at ESN, so she has a
background in equipment.
She has a very good background and experience with players, with rubbers, with table tennis itself, and she is now managing it. Her topic is the sponge of the color, boostering, big topic. We have to solve that, and we try a lot. She has to manage it, and not only with a volunteer group who is meeting once or twice a year, changing emails. No, we have to do it regularly, day by day, and we are start. So this. It's a must.
Perfect. Well, that's good to hear. Talking of the boosting, how many % of players do you think are boosting on the circuit?
I don't know.
Is it a lot?
It's. I only heard. I cannot prove. I think there are some. But I really don't know.
And how comes you can't prove if they're boosting? And I heard also they might take the rubbers off now.
Yes,
which would be difficult.
This dismantling of rubbers. We now check. We have our athletes commission chair, Zoran Primorac. He has now to go back to the players because the plan is to dismantle the rubbers, but with a special system. Of course, not during the competition. Players out in the semi-final, and then you can dismantle the rubber, something like that. Not in the first round in a We will test it, I think, in 2 or 3 challenge tournaments.
Yep.
Also, test is important, then we will see. I think it's a chance, or at least the first step, to change this mentality, if there is one, and to be... We are the clean sport. Mm-hmm. And in our players' meeting in Doha some weeks ago, the players had a lot of questions, a lot of really understandable complaints. We had an EC meeting yesterday together with Zoran Primorac, and we will, in the second EC meeting, we will have 4 or 5 points, which we immediately will now delete, so that the players feel better. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, one of the players said, yes, we complain always about the playing conditions, about ITTF, about food, about player lounge, and so on. But we also have to stick to the rules, and we are not all doing this. Mm. This was a good comment, and I think this is the reality.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Some fantastic stuff there, Thomas. I was watching Wimbledon last year, tennis, and I think Federer, it was £2 million prize money, right? And for me, because it's £2 million, I was interested in the finals. Like, wow, like it's the whole showmanship of the whole thing. Is there going to be a time where table tennis will have prize money anywhere near that sort of region?
Yeah.
Because that, from a participation point of view, that's going to help people think the sport is the wow factor.
Good question. In fact, ITTF had a good sleep in the last years. We had, for example, badminton. They had a much lower prize money than ITTF, and now they have much more prize money than ITTF. They did a good job.
Okay.
We started in 2017, and now we doubled the prize money. Far away from good, but we do something. And what you have to know is, until 2020, we have to respect some contracts from the older time and not from the new ITTF, mostly TV rights. And from 2021 on, we want to commercialize the rights in a special system. Details are not interesting now, but that means there will also significant change in the prize money. And even now, I understand that the players complain, but they should also see our efforts and that we have doubled the prize money. As I said before, far away from good, but they can see that we are working on this. And I understand that they have very high hospitality costs, and then prize money for the first round is quite nothing. So they have to stay 3 or 4 days and then go away, and they make a minus. This for the future cannot be. We discussed it in Doha. Also, maybe the distribution of the prize money, that maybe the winner, not so high prize money, but for the first round is more prize money. We also talked about this. Maybe we change. But also in 2019, now we will have a higher prize money than in 2018. We will now have more than 4 million, plus the T2 will 1.5 million. So it's more than double than in 2016.
Fantastic.
And I think these are efforts, and that we are focusing on the problems of the players. We take it very serious. We cannot go from 0 to 100 in 2 years. Not possible. But 2021 will be the time when we probably have a significant raise in the prize money.
Wow. Any ideas how much it's going to be?
No. We have now. We will have a new structure. Of course, AGM and all have to be involved, and all have to agree. But I think there is a good chance. And we have 40 interests to have the rights, and serious interests more than 10. That's a very good result. We didn't expect that. We saw the the best agencies are interested in table tennis. We will have here, or our marketing guys will have minimum 5 or 6 meetings with big agencies. So I think we are on a good track there.
Yeah. You mentioned T2 Diamond. So this is going to be 3 events this year.
Yeah.
So has this had a good response amongst ITTF and Table Tennis World, and obviously the innovations taking place there, time limits, the different type of rules?
I think it's a good approach. What we have to realize is, and the players also mentioned this in Doha, we have the Olympics, and there are, let's say, a bit world ranking points, and we should not have in the beginning of 2020 T2 events. We will see how we manage this. This is a good idea because, there are a lot of events for the qualifying, and we don't want to interfere in this process.
Oh, okay.
So they are right in this.
Okay, there's a lot of people online watching table tennis, and that's really good. I think one of my things of why table tennis has really improved is because of the internet. When I was younger, I could never access table tennis on TV. Well, it was old, and TV's old now. The internet's the new thing. YouTube. Is there ever going to be a time where the events are going to be live on YouTube and really, because at the moment you have to go to ITTF, and a lot of players complain that the quality is not always great in the early rounds. Is there plans for this to really?
It's also inside the plan from 2021 on. I also know that there are some issues in some events, and that's also not good. But we are also working on this. This you have to know that we have after my election, or until the election in the middle of 2017, we had a lot of problems with the IT, and we solved it, but we are also not at 100%. So also a plan for the future, for the near future.
Personally, I do feel like it's on the up and it's doing very well. It's doing fantastic actually, and
it's much better than 2 years before.
It's very accessible.
We did a lot, and we have a great team. I think we have some video guys here. They're doing a lot of stuff with the players, interesting background stories, interesting matches itself. I think, let's say it's not fantastic, but we are really on a good track to make it better.
Fantastic. Okay, let's lastly there. What's your predictions for the men's and women's singles event? Let's see if you call it right.
Yeah, I say it's Fan Dong.
Yeah, Fan Dong.
And in the women, Ding Ning.
Yeah, they're good favourites. So yeah, it's gonna be tough to beat those two.
Yeah, I think so.
Thomas, thanks so much for your time. No, you've got a very busy schedule, and I really do think you guys are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
And just keep up the great work.
Thank you very much.
I hope table tennis keeps on improving.
Thanks.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thanks.